One of my subscribers had asked, what are your voltage settings for your lead acid mode on your 12,000 XP? So we're going to actually take a look at that today. And you might say, well, what is lead acid mode? Essentially, that's when you go without communications between your inverter and your batteries. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, you might have batteries that don't have the ability to communicate with your inverter. You might have some batteries that are unable to communicate with your particular inverter. Well, you might be mixing and matching batteries to where some of them have communication, others don't, and you just decided to go with lead acid mode and essentially no communications on your configuration. I'm going to show you a nice conservative voltage that you can use to charge your batteries that pretty much anybody with 48 volt LFP batteries can use. Let's begin. On your 12,000 XP, you're going to press enter and then press enter again, which brings you into settings. You're going to see that it says lead acid mode and then has my amp hour capacity. So yours may say something different. It may have a particular battery that's selected under battery type, but we're going to change that into lead acid mode. So you would press enter twice and then press the down arrow. And you'll see that there's this wrench that's next to lead acid battery. So at that point, you would select lead acid battery. Then from there, you're going to select the amp hours that your battery is. Once you have all this selected, you're going to press enter twice and make sure that it says set. Otherwise, when you press escape, it is not set. You're then going to want to go over to charge. And you can see I have mine set at 750 amps for charge. I have 3 inverters that are in parallel. The max for each one is 250 amps. So you combine it, so it is 750 amps. Now I have my charge voltage set at 56 volts, and then the float voltage is at 54. The reason for that is you want your charge voltage to be high enough that it charges up your batteries and balances them, but not too high that you put stress on the cells. Now, you can have this higher or lower than this number, but this is just a conservative number that I chose. I was at 55.8, and what I noticed with my particular batteries, my floor standing eco-worthy batteries, they weren't balancing, and I was getting a little bit of drift in between cells. Once I brought it up to 56 volts, I had no problem after that. And then the float voltage I have set at 54, and it's usually recommended 54.0 to 54.4. Now, going back to the charge voltage, the maximum that you can do with LFPs would be 58.2 to 58.4, depending on the battery. But like I said, 56 volts is generally where I have mine set. You can do a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but that is completely up to you. For the discharge, once again, I have mine at 750 amps. So if you have 3 inverters connected and you have it set at 250 amps, that's all it's going to draw from your battery bank is 250 amps. So you're going to have it at 750 in this scenario because I have 3 inverters. Now, the battery warning voltage, and this is completely up to you. I have mine set at 51 volts. So you see this green spinning circle that's showing that the system is healthy. However, when it gets down to 51 volts, it changes to amber and spins just like it does right now. And that's to give you a warning that your capacity is getting low and it will disconnect at your cutoff voltage. Now I have mine set at 49.5. I did have it set lower before. I believe it was at 49 previously. And I had 2 lead time batteries that they had a little bit of a drift in the bank and they had disconnected. The BMSs had disconnected And I didn't realize that I have a rather large bank for that other system as well. And I didn't realize that they were gone. And by the time I went to try to charge them up individually, the voltage was too low and the batteries were bricked. Essentially, I was getting a BMS here because the battery cells had gotten underneath a certain voltage. And then you'll set that at whatever that you want it to be. Once again, I have mine set at 49.5, which is about 12% charge left in the batteries. So that's pretty much it. That's what I have my battery voltage configured at. That's my recommendations. Once again, the voltage is kind of a personal thing when it comes to your charge voltage and your float voltage. You can go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. But if you go to 56 volts for your charging voltage, the batteries should get to 100% and also be able to still balance. And then that float, 54 to 54.4. That's it. Thanks again for watching Mike's Solar Garage.